I'm Chloe Jabaruti. I'm a sleep coach and founder of Doze Sleep Coaching, and also mother to 4-year-old Theo, who is the reason I became a sleep coach. My background is in psychology, so I've got a degree in psychology and a master's in psychology, and then obviously the OCN level 6 in the holistic sleep coaching to top it all off. So before I became a sleep coach, I was in market research. So a little bit different from what a lot of sleep coaches seem to come from. So obviously I did train in psychology, and I did try and pursue an academic career in that. It didn't quite work out, doesn't pay the bills when you have to keep training. So I went into kind of analytics, data analysis, and then eventually through into market research, doing for pharmaceutical companies, possibly the absolute opposite from from sleep coaching. My son didn't sleep, so I obviously spent a lot of time Googling sleep and how to make him sleep. It was a bit of a sort of joke with my husband, like, well, I might as well get paid to do this. Like, I might as well train to do it. I wonder if I can become a sleep consultant. And I was looking online and there were loads of different places to train, but it all felt a little bit on the sleep training end of the spectrum, and that wasn't something that I felt comfortable with. It was never something that I did with my son. I always prefer to take a more gentle, responsive approach. And from what I could find at the time, the holistic sleep coaching program was the only course that offered, at the time that I could find, that offered this kind of more gentle, responsive approach to sleep. So I felt it really aligned with my parenting, and I knew that it was the only way that I would want to practice as a sleep coach. So it absolutely, the instant I found it, I was like, sold, done. There was probably two biggest fears. One was, am I going to waste my money? That is a bit, I think that's a big one. You know, it is an investment. And I was very, very anxious that I was going to spend this money and I would make no money back. And that would just be money gone. And at the time I was on maternity leave, and I wasn't getting paid. And it was one of those like, oh God, I'm taking money out of the family pot to spend on this. That was one of my fears. And the other one was just, well, what if I can't do it? What if I'm rubbish at it? What if I don't help anyone? And, you know, I think as well, being that gentle approach, there is that fear around that, like how it works. And like, you know, it's not that mainstream sleep approach of like 3 days and you're done. Like, you know, is that going to be beyond me, too complicated, too complex? And I was definitely worried about failing at it. I've been going pretty much 3 years now, just under. And it's grown so much quicker than I thought it would. I just kind of did it. I didn't really think about it, and I didn't really have a plan. And I thought, oh, I should make a bit of side income, it'll be fine. And it took off really quick. I mean, in 3 years, I've got nearly 23,000 followers on Instagram. I am pretty much fully booked all the time. Like I'm never really without clients. Like I make a really decent income. I'm a little bit different to some sleep coaches because I still do work alongside. I work 3 days a week. Alongside, because I do really enjoy my career. But what has been really exciting is my new exciting step that I'm taking is to hire other sleep coaches. So I'm going to bring in 1 or 2 new people to support me in the sleep coaching side of things, because it's something that I want to grow the business, and I want it to support my family, but in a way that works for me, that fits around what I want to do and what I want to do with my life. But I kind of fit it around everything, and I've managed to continue growing the business, which is really exciting. And yeah, just generally since that 3 years of hundreds of clients, and I've learned so much, you know, over that time. And I like the place I sit in the industry. I think it can be there's so many different areas, even within the kind of gentle, responsive side. And I tend to take slightly more bolshy, loud, northern person side of it. And I like that place. I like to be the voice that you don't have to be a particular type of parent to be responsive. You know, you don't have to be the classic kind of, you know, sling wearing, organic food making mother. If you are not that person, you know, and you still want to be responsive, I think that's great. And I like to share that message out. So yeah, it's been an amazing 3 years, to be honest. My plan after having my son was to work part-time, so to work 3 days a week. And I have now managed to top myself up to more than my full-time wage would have been. So that's one of the things for me. But I don't have to work on those days. Like, I know that sleep is work, I get that, but it doesn't feel like work. So I work my work, and then it comes to my sleep days, and I'm like, that's like a break. It's like, and I'm getting to do what I love, but still make more money in total than I would have done if I'd worked full time in my previous job. So I think that's the biggest thing for me. And I think it's also the chance to be able to become that expert in the field. So I've been, you know, I get places reaching out to me, so brands reaching out to me, and, you know, will you be our sleep expert for this? Will you be the voice of, you know, our new sleep thing? And, you know, and I think being able to be that person who is an expert in that field and be part of something bigger feels so exciting. I have to like pinch myself, like, oh, I'm like really actually doing something that feels really amazing and bigger than just helping like individual families. It feels like I can sort of help everybody. It's great.